Ready when you are.
Okay. Greetings and good morning from St. Luke's Episcopal Church. I'm Robert Fowler, the rector, and for the next few minutes I'm going to be taking you on a tour and walkthrough through the church and showing you how we plan to conduct service during the pandemic when we resume operations and welcoming people beginning on Saturday, October the 17th. So when you come to church, you'll come in through these courtyard doors, and when you get here, you'll be greeted by ushers who will take your temperature. They will check to make sure you're wearing a face mask. If you don't have one, they'll give you one. There'll be a hand sanitizing station out here for you to use before you come in, and then the ushers will help you be seated. Okay, so follow me on in. In order to keep people 6 feet apart, we will mark the pews. If you see "do not sit here" on a pew, that means don't sit anywhere on that pew. So the pews will be alternated. If they're not marked, that means that you can sit there and the ushers will help you find a seat. Your family is free to sit together. If you are by yourself, you will sit on one end of the pew and we will seat one other person at the other end so as not to have people too close. Follow me on in. The collection plates will be put on this table next to the Paschal candle and the font. They'll stay there for the entire service. So if you have a contribution, you can put it in before, during, or after the service. The baptismal font for the time being will remain closed for health concerns. We don't want anybody putting their hands in the water and sharing any kind of germs. When it comes time to offer the peace, I will say, "The peace of the Lord be always with you," and the congregation responds back, "and also with you." For health concerns, obviously, we will not be milling about. We'll ask you to just stay in your seats. You can nod, you can wave, but we ask you not to come into contact with each other during this time. Again, you'll see each of the pews will be marked accordingly. We won't have anybody in the front 2 pews. When our lector reads the lessons, they will stand up here and they will be masked while they read. When either Deacon Stan or I are preaching, if we're standing here at the pulpit, we'll be masked as well. That's for your protection. We'll do our best to articulate and enunciate through the masks. When the service begins, I'll welcome everybody from the steps here. I'll be masked as well. The only time during the service that somebody won't be masked is if we are having vocals. If somebody from our choir is offering up something musical with Laura Lee or one of our associate organists at the console, they will have their mask off, but they'll be standing up here and be far enough away so as to keep distance. When it comes time for the Holy Eucharist, again, Stan and I will continue to be masked. The bread and the wine will be consecrated as always from the table here. Only Deacon Stan and I will actually consume wine. Again, that is for your protection. When the time comes to give communion, Stan and I will come back out into the congregation and we will bring the blessed wafers to you in your seats, so you will not need to get up. Stan and I will sanitize our hands before we come out. We'll leave our mask on. And we will basically just drop a blessed wafer in your hands. You are then free to take your mask off long enough to consume the wafer. When we receive Eucharist here in the Episcopal Church, receiving in one kind the body or the blood is beneficial and acceptable. When safety regulations ease up, we will consider having wine again. When the service ends, we ask that you stay in your seats. After the procession and the dismissal by the deacon, the ushers will dismiss the congregation. They'll come and let you know when it's time to leave the church. That again is to cut back on people clustering up too much. When you're dismissed, we ask that you exit through the bell tower. There'll be a hand sanitizer station here at the exit door that you can use before you leave. and then you'll exit through the bell tower. If you require special assistance as you exit, you are free to go through the double doors into the courtyard, but we ask that everybody else go through the bell tower. After the service is over, we will not be having any regularly scheduled activities. There will be no coffee hour for the time being. The 2 restrooms in the parish hall will be open. They will have been cleaned for your use, but we ask that you don't congregate in the parish hall. Between services, the nave, the sanctuary hill will be cleansed. The pews will be wiped down, doorknobs, Lysol, again for your protection. Our services will be Saturdays at 5:30 p.m., Sundays at 8 a.m., and Sundays at 10:30 a.m. So we'll have 3 services, and we anticipate being able to seat somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 people per service. It's first come, first serve, so we encourage you to get here early if you can. Once we are at capacity, we will unfortunately not be able to allow anybody else in. So we've got 3 services. Be thinking about when you want to come and join us. So we look forward to having you join us beginning on Saturday, October the 17th. That is St. Luke's Day weekend. St. Luke's Day is October the 18th every year, so we'll have special recognition, and we look forward to you joining us. Take care. And we look forward to having you starting on Sunday. Say that again.
October 17th.
Yeah.